James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub, rubber dub in the hot tub. Rubber dub is me. Should in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Really make me sweat? Yeah. Should in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Really make me wet?
Yeah.
Well.
I'm not a crook.
Where'd that come from?
Richard Nixon.
Well, I know, but I mean, why all of a sudden are you being accused?
Coach Hale looked at me like I'd stole his pen. So,
Hey, while I got your attention, make sure you listen to us on December 15th. We haven't forgotten our listeners on this holiday season, and we'd like to give back something to our listeners for Christmas. And so on the 15th, we are going to give away a prize package from the Boot Store, Anytime Fitness, Golf Plus, I think that's what that says, and Buffalo Rock, and a $50 gift certificate to, I can't even pronounce this, Ferrucci? What is that, Brian?
It's a restaurant.
Sounds Italian.
It's a restaurant downtown.
Okay.
Great one.
Anyway, all that enterprise packet coming your way on December 15th. So listen to the Coach James Hale Show.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay?
Why did you ask me why it was?
Well, because you're a man. You're a man.
Because I'm fat.
You're a man about town.
I understand.
You're a man about town.
Thank you for
and I knew
fat
you would
shaming
be.
me this morning. How tall is that
morning.
Hathaway Bridge?
That's right.
Not tall enough. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. So I kind of give back to you guys for listening. We appreciate all the calls we get and receive, and all you guys going to work. The true great Americans that get up and work and keep this country going. That listen, we appreciate you so much, and it's kind of a way the station give back. I wish we had more that we could give back, but
That's pretty good.
Glenn didn't get enough good stuff in this year, but
That's
whatever.
I'm sure.
Hey, what's
it's a
going on
gratitude.
locally? Let's jump into it before somebody calls. What's going on locally?
All right, well, last night in boys basketball, it was Arnold 62, Rutherford 61, and it was Mosley 66, Niceville 46, North Bay Haven 51, Chipley 42, Ponce de Leon 68, Vernon 32. It was Holmes County 57 and Freeport 31. It was Walton 57 and Jay 39, and Bethlehem 62, Sneeds 52. And in the girls basketball last night, it was one of the best teams in Northwest Florida, Fort Walton Beach 66, and the poor Bay High Tornadoes 30. So, you know. And then last night also in girls, it was Liberty County 54, Vernon 28. It was Chipley 57, Jay 50, Freeport got beat by Crestview 71-52, and it was Mariana over Enterprise 41-28. And we had a little soccer last night because, you know, it's cold, so it's soccer weather, and it's raining or sleeting. So anyway, it was Port St. Joe boys 1, Gadsden County 0. It was Navarre 5, Mosley 2, and it was Rocky Bayou 3 and Destin 2. And then girls soccer last night, Arnold 3, Wakulla 1. It was a forfeit by Gadsden County 2 Port St. Joe, so 1-0, and it was Walton 7, Pensacola 0, and tonight in boys soccer, North Bay Haven's at Bay, and Rutherford's at Palm Bay, which is right there on 11th Street, New Academy there. And then in girls soccer, North Bay Haven's at Rutherford also. So that's kind of a quick thing going on. And then other thing, too, is I want to get into this, but they put out the new district football in 3A, District 1, Bay High's in that district. It's Bay High, Pensacola High, Pine Forest is a new one in there, and South Walton back with us, and also West Florida. So 5 this time.
West Florida is in there?
West Florida is in there. So
2A's Rutherford, North Bay Haven. I don't know who all's in there with them. Arnold, wow.
Yeah, Arnold and Mosley and
Lincoln.
all of Tallahassee.
Lincoln, Leon, Childs, Rickards.
Ooh.
Mosley and Arnold, yeah, they're 2 biggest schools in the county. Now they're finally in the same
Right.
district. Wow.
Well, remember when it used to be Bay, Rutherford, and Mosley were all in the same district one time.
Yeah.
It started out that way.
We started out as a 1A school, and now we're up to the biggest in the county.
Now, what happened with Bozeman again? Did they stay 2, or did they drop back to rural?
Right now, there's still 2, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're adding new buildings. They're adding new buildings.
There were 3.
There may be 3, but they added new buildings up there now, so it's not fading away.
We'll look it up and get it to you. Somebody tell.
I'm trying to see who Rutherford and North Bay Haven are with. Give me a second. It's not with Destin, Freeport, and Walton, apparently. So.
And what you pointed out Monday that Bluntstown, Choctaw, and Port St. Joe all took a loss.
That's correct. Yes.
They all the last one surviving. Now the state championship games this weekend.
Bluntstown was Monday. That was their state.
But
it's Friday. Yeah, but the big ones starts this week. Yes. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So I tell you what. Now that you talking about a district: Lincoln, Mosley, Leon, Childs, and Rickards. That's very athletic.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
most of the time you'll have to.
Do you have to play these district? I hope you have to play all these district games, or they change that again.
I don't know. I have no clue on that. So I can't.
Remember, they said they can put you in a district, and I could be wrong on this. I thought somebody said they put you in a district, but you didn't even have to play the district teams, which makes no sense to me.
Well, I think because now the way they're seeding them. I don't. Who
knows? This is so screwed up. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, wait.
Okay, here we go. 2A District 2, Florida High, Gadsden County, North Bay Haven, and Rutherford.
Ooh, that's a travel.
Say it again. Say it one more
Florida
time.
High, Gadsden County, North Bay Haven, and Rutherford make up 2A District.
More east.
Yeah, they went east, but let me tell you what, they don't know anything about the geography of Northwest Florida. I mean, when you got to go over there twice, maybe not twice.
It's like they pushed everything east.
Right.
All these different. 1A doesn't really matter. Who else we got that we could?
I'm looking for Bozeman right now.
Yeah. Look at 3A. I think they're 3A.
Yeah, and you got to go. All the people like Chipley, Sneeds, the people that listen to us, and Mariana.
I don't see them in 3.
Fort Walton Beach.
South Walton is with us.
South Walton is correct.
Yeah, and then I don't know where Walton is now.
Walton is 2A District 1, so they're not in the same district as
2A District 1. Okay.
Yeah, they got to go west, don't they?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Walton, Pensacola Catholic, Freeport, and Destin.
I just got a text. Bozeman now is 2A, so I don't know if they're 2A.
Yeah, it could be they put him in as Dean Bozeman, and that's what's throwing me here. So.
Yeah. It really is Dean Bozeman School. Yeah.
So they got all the new districts out, and who knows? They probably will change how they do the playoffs again.
You can still petition where you are. Is it 10% or 15%? You can up or down. Remember that one year?
I don't think.
Remember one year Choctaw tried to be 3A and 4A.
They went to all the meet. Glenn told them to get up and get out. You were rude.
Well,
I remember that. I do remember that a long time ago. It was Choctaw. It's Coach Thomas.
Yeah, Coach Thomas. And the funny thing was, I never had somebody tell me good luck in the season, and then they cuss me out the next sentence.
Anyway, that was pretty smart of him to do that.
Oh yeah, he did it. That's how I found out. It was the guy from North Carolina called me. So watch out, he'll try to get in 2 districts and try to figure out
which one's the best.
Yeah.
Hey, smart. Nothing wrong with that. Smart.
So,
no, I don't. I think all these are going to stick. I don't see.
The one thing I read, and I can't tell if it's current or if it was before this reclassification, but apparently there are still a lot of rural schools who are looking at leaving and going to the Sunshine Athletic, whatever, or something or other. So
now we know Sneeds and Weewa did.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know if there's potentially more or not.
Yeah.
And this is just football.
Yes,
correct.
Baseball, basketball, all will be different.
That will be later, but they should fall in line with all, pretty much. Unless like some teams don't have, like say, a soccer team or a volleyball.
No, they said they're not on the list, but they are in there with Bozeman, Gadsden, Florida High. So
okay, good.
Bozeman
well, then I'm not completely useless, just partially.
Yeah, they're in there with those. For some reason, they were left off. Maybe they're petitioning to do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what they're saying. So that's what you can look forward to next year. I love my roommate in college. He's like a brother to me. He always loves to rub it in. He sent me a picture out on his balcony. Look at that view. He's got a beautiful condo over in right on in Florida. I think it's in the state of Florida. It's on the Florida-Alabama line.
Perdido.
Yeah, beautiful over there. And he goes, I'm not working.
Oh, good.
Neither am I.
Yeah, really.
Neither am I. Anyway, when somebody said, great, thanks. That was you.
I've sent it to Coach Oles. But you too, great thanks, Coach, for having me on.
Just being nice to me.
I know it.
All right, let's get into some college football. This is something happened. I didn't get it yesterday, so I'm going to do it now. Tennessee did fire Tim Banks. Heupel said that's enough. He wasn't happy where the defense was going. Defense Tennessee this past year, they ranked 88th in defense, 14th in the SEC in total defense, 88th in the nation in total defense, 92nd. I didn't realize this, 92nd in scoring defense. They allowed almost 29 points a game, 28.8 per game Tennessee was giving up. Tennessee had a lot of injuries. That stud corner they had, now I don't think he even played this year.
Well, Coach, part of that's Heupel's fault because the offense he runs is 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and you've got to be the defense can't get over and organize again.
That's some truth to that.
So when you start running all this stuff, you better have a good punter. Otherwise.
But you know what? I feel bad for. I mean, it's part of the game. We see all the injuries that happened this year, and all these teams are beat up.
But that's just part.
They did lose their defensive tackles, a stud, and another guy that plays in secondary. So these injuries affect guys' jobs, win-loss, and everything else. But he's out the door. And I hit on it again yesterday, but I'm going to do it again today. LSU did get Blake Baker to say no to Tulane and keep the job where he's at as defensive coordinator. Kelly hired him. He did a great job. This past year, they allowed just 18.3 per game. In 2024, before he got there, LSU's giving almost 25 points a game, so you saw improvement there. Total defense, before he got there, they were giving up almost 365 yards a game. With him calling the defense, and you could see how much better they run that side of the ball. They only gave up 319 points a game, so he was rewarded by Lane Kiffin with an unbelievable contract. This is, I think, now the highest. I think it beat out Penn State's coach. I'm not 100% sure. I think so because it went 3 years. But he's going to make $9 million. This is a mega contract for LSU, their defensive coordinator, keep that side of the ball intact. 3 years, $3 million a year, total of $9 million. So, in other words, if they fire him next year and he's got 2 years, they're going to pay him. And I don't know if it's an automatic turnover or what, so we shall see. SEC playouts, we know this again, college football playouts. About $4 million per team, about that. SEC came out the winner, 5 teams in the SEC playing in the college playoffs. They're going to bring into the league a cool $20 million. So Big Ten had 3, that's 12. Big 12 had 1, $4 million. ACC bringing in $4 million. The American Conference, I think that's Tulane, bringing in $4 million. In the Sun Belt, this gave Southern Mississippi, I saw this, they gave Southern Mississippi $300,000 additional money from the Sun Belt. That's big money for that league, and that's good for Southern Mississippi. Coach Huff left. He stayed there 1 year, did a great job. He worked for Saban. He was at he was at Marshall. A lot of the guys came to Southern Mississippi with him, and it made a big difference. They won 7 ball games. They're going to play in the New Orleans Bowl December 22nd, and he is now going to be the head football coach at Memphis.
Are they all going to follow him to Memphis?
I don't know, not all of them. But Somerville is now the head coach at Arkansas. We know that. Hugh Freeze, who did I talk? Oh, I talked to Coach Williams yesterday. Coach Williams coached there before. He goes to Mosley. He feels like guy does not age. He's unbelievable. I asked him, I said, would you go back and coach at Southern College? He said, yeah, I would. And he could do it. He's in good enough shape to do it. I said, that coach, there's no way I could do it. But I'd like for him to go be the head coach there. He's a head coach in college. He coached high school football as a principal. Coach Williams did a lot of great things at Mosley High School when he coached over there. You play golf with him, right?
Yeah.
Who's better, you or him?
Well, I'm not going to say, but he hits from...
In other words, you are. Okay.
He hits from the wrong side, too.
Okay. But anyway, he told me that Hugh Freeze in it. This is kind of interesting. Ty Simpson's dad is his son, his younger son, sophomore up in Tennessee. He's always been Mr. High School from Penn State, Tennessee. He's broken all of his brother's record. I think he has 2 more years to go in high school, but I think he's leaning towards Alabama right now. But anyway, he's up for the job, and Blake Anderson is up for it. So that's the three names we're hearing.
You know who else they should consider?
Coach O.
Garrett Nix.
Who is it?
OC at Auburn, played at Southern.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Did they keep him at Auburn?
I don't know if they've announced
I got to go. I got to go look at that. What are you saying? Oh, okay. Let's take a break.
We got to call Coach Memon.
All right, let's take a break. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Somebody's been mean. Not in a good mood. He's been kind of cranky.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
Not everybody in life deserves to be at the grown-up table. And I don't have any interest about Tulane and James Madison, and I've never fallen for that nonsense. All I cared about, Miami got in over Notre Dame. And I've always been very pro-Notre Dame. But Notre Dame, stop whining.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clear this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 17 miles per hour out of the west, temps near 66. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and a wind speed of 15 miles per hour and be cool at 48. Sunny tomorrow and a high 59 with a gentle breeze. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your NFL and college football headquarters is Dak Cajun Place. With 27 TVs, you won't miss a play or a game. Score 50-cent wings during live games every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. 50-cent wings and $5 pitchers during live games only at Dak Cajun Place. LSU and Saints fans, wear your team colors and get free Jell-O shots when LSU or the Saints score. Plus brunch on Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2 with $3 mimosas. Game like a local at Dak Cajun Place.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right. Play it, baby. Play that Christmas music.
That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie.
Snoopy dance.
Lorelai and Leighton love Christmas music, and so do I. My grandson came over yesterday, Johnny. We had a good time with him. All right, let's bring him on right now. Coach Memon, the head basketball coach, Bay High School, doing a great job over there. And he's got the old man with him, the old coach, the
Coach
king.
Ross. Yeah.
Coach Ross is over there with him as assistant coach. And what a staff he's got, and what a great job they're doing over there. Coach, how you doing this morning?
Good, guys. How are you this morning?
All righty.
Tell us who's playing well. Give us as many names as you can. Talk about those great kids over there playing hard for you. Tell us your record and what's going on with Bay High School basketball.
Yeah, we're starting to hit stride now as far as games per week. We're playing about 3 games a week. So we had a game Saturday against South Walton at home. We won that. And then over in Mariana, on Monday we went over there and took care of business on the road. So it puts us 3-2 overall. Right now we're just finally getting back healthy. We had a little flu bug going around our team, but we're playing well. I got some guys. AJ Burgess, he's a junior. He's 6'4", really athletic kid for us. He's played really well lately. And Maddox Memon, he's been solid for us all season. And our strength in our numbers and our depth. So I think once we get everyone back healthy, we're gonna continue to just keep getting better. We got a big one Friday night. We got Mosley coming to the Cobb. So
that is a big one. Let me ask you something. And not necessarily Bay County, but we saw Bluntstown football team had all these kids transfer in from all around. and it's legal, nothing wrong with it. Heck, you got NIL and high school sports now. Is there a team in the Panhandle we need to look at that could be really, really powerful in the state this year that's had a lot of people show up on their campus? And it doesn't have to be Bay County, but have you heard anything like that?
Basketball guys move around, but, predominantly, the Jacksonville areas, the Orlando areas, South Florida, and those areas, you're going to have your guys that move around year to year and really reload teams. Over here in the Panhandle, just because it's so small, I think you get one or two guys moving, it really helps your team. But I don't know that we have anybody that's like, hey, they're a Final Four contender coming out of this area because they kind of reloaded with just some transfer talent. So I don't know. We've got some good teams in this area. Milton's really good. Matt Anderson's over there. They're really good. They're 6A, and they'll have a chance to get deep in the region. But then there's a lot of good teams, so it just depends because everyone's region around here always runs through Jacksonville.
Let me ask you this: we just went over the new districts in football. How is it this year? I know we asked you last week, but I want you to do it again. Who all's in your district? And explain to us how they do basketball. Is it different than football? Do you have to play everybody in your district? Is the district champ guaranteed a home game if they win it? Give us a little rundown how they do basketball compared to how screwed up is in football.
Yeah, so whatever you think makes sense is the total opposite.
So it is like football.
In our district we've got Pensacola, West Florida, Fort Walton Beach, and us, and you don't have to play your district. If you win district, you get in the playoffs, you're not guaranteed a home game, depending on where you are in the rankings. So basically, you got to win your district tournament, and you're guaranteed in. You can get a at-large bid, because they'll give 4 of those based on your ranking, but that doesn't mean you're going to host a playoff game either, just because you could be going to a district winner if you're not a district winner. If you are a district winner, you got to be in the top 4 in order to host. So we ran into that a few years, and it's kind of frustrating, but at least you know what the system is now. There was a time where basketball and other sports mirrored football, but now, football, it's crazy how crazy everything is. Like football, there's schools that aren't even the same classification. Some schools are 2 classifications off when it comes to baseball, basketball, to football. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know if the county ADs don't want to stand up, or do they care? Do the coaches stand up for what they believe in like they used to? I don't know. It's just changed so much. In the past, you knew you're in a district, you had to play these teams in a district, and you knew this is the path to get to the playoffs, and that's okay because you know what you got to do. And you guys are worried about now the strength of schedule and the teams you schedule. Should I schedule them? Should not schedule them? Do I get points for the win? Or is it better to schedule somebody that's really good and don't worry about my record because I'll get in? We saw teams with not very good records in the playoffs. I just don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I think a big part of the way things are run is just who's running it. The Panhandle's such a small little area compared to the rest of Florida that I don't think we get much attention or say-so when it comes to certain things.
No doubt. Well, all right, Glenn, go ahead. I know
Coach, now with the changing in the football district, will you will fall under that same thing, or will you be a little different according to how many people have basketball?
Yeah, it's going to change. Everywhere I've been, it changes like dramatically too. Like one year we'll be with Tallahassee, one year we'll be with Pensacola. One year when I first got to Mosley, it was just all Bay County. So I don't know what they're going to do. I know they realign every 2 years, and just looking around the area, a lot of times it just depends on how many Pensacola schools there are in our class, whether they could pull one from this area over there. Same thing with Tallahassee, because we kind of get stuck in the middle sometimes. But there are some schools that are growing. I know we're still bigger than them, but like the Freeports and the Bozeman's, they're really growing. I wouldn't, maybe in another 4 years we could find ourselves all in a local district, but I'm not sure that's ready yet. So
now let me ask you one more thing about that district before I forget. Well, we see these districts. You're saying you really don't even have to play the teams in your district, but there is a district tournament at the end of the year. Do you play? You don't even play them all there, right? Because if you win, you keep going. If you lose, you come home, right?
Yeah. So it really.
So how do you know who the district champ really is?
Well, you have a tournament, and whoever wins the tournament is your district champ. So we played one district game this year against Fort Walton because you can schedule whoever you want, and that's what we decided to do. So, and then who knows where the district tournament may be. It could be at the highest seed. It could be at a local venue. So you just kind of got to figure it out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that it's a great system. I actually like the ranking system. I just wish I knew what kind of goes into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I guess it's the best we got. So, we just keep working at it and try to play some better teams, especially with the holidays coming up with the Barnstorm, and we go to Orange Beach and play, Huntsville and Montgomery Academy and those type of teams. So that'll help our strength of schedule, and hopefully when we come back in January, playing some good basketball, and hopefully down the road with rankings that makes up for some of that.
Well, those Christmas tournaments coming back, you think? Back in the day, that one you guys had over there was, especially when about 26 years ago, that thing was unreal. I know you've gone to them different parts of the state. Are they coming back? We're starting to get good crowds of these games, people traveling?
Yeah, I think what's happening now is what you're seeing is a lot of schools are hosting because it's such a tourist area that people want to travel to in Christmas, which is great for our area, great for our economy and the community and things. So, we host one, Mosley hosts one, North Bay Haven hosts one, Arnold hosts one. It's all around the same time, and everybody's got teams from Alabama and Tennessee and Mississippi. So a lot of schools are coming down here, and it's a great, kind of fundraiser for us when you host a tournament, because it helps, get us through our season. So crowds are good. We've always had a good showing here at the Barnstorm, and we've got some really good teams coming in this year.
Yeah, Coach, back to the district thing a little bit, remember you used to do the satellite thing. If you were the higher seed, then they had to come to you, and you may only play 2 games, and you're district champion. So that's kind of correct. Yeah, that's
that's why and you really want to fight for that number 1 seed, because if you are the satellite host, you're hosting a district tournament now. The other thing, too, is there's, the crowds are great, but there's no atmosphere, because you only got one team in the gym, one game starts at 7, there's no JV game, so it's, I wish I'd do something like Alabama where they go to regions and sub-regions and things like that. But, the state, they do what they do. We just follow along.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, they're true southern states. They do it the right way.
Yeah, but they don't see up here. They don't even know what's up here. Really and truly, they'll tell you. They don't. They
don't care
when they talk. Yeah, when they talk about travel, they're going, "Oh, we didn't know it was that far." Well, don't you have a map? But anyway, Coach, peaking at the right time. You like to play on Saturday afternoon. I saw that. You go play North Florida Christian Saturday.
Yeah, so we actually play Friday, Saturday, Monday the next 3 weeks. Just the way the schedule worked out this year. I don't know why, but. Transportation and things like that. We can get buses on Saturday. That helps. So we got Mosley Friday night at home. Big game for us. Big rival game. They're good. They beat Niceville last night by 30. So I'm expecting their best. And then we'll turn around and go to St. Joe and play North Florida Christian in their Gulf County Classic in the afternoon. And then we'll take Sunday off and play Arnold at home on Monday. So 2 county games in 4 days, and 3 games in 4 days. So we'll use our depth to try to get through some of that.
Yeah, you need to get on the guy that made out that schedule is all I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking sometimes.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on, man, and we'll call to you next week. We'll build up next week that your Barnstorm Classic, Bay High School Classic. What's the dates of that again?
That's going to be the 29th, the 30th, and 31st.
Oh, okay, good. Well, buddy, we appreciate you coming on. Tell Coach over there, Coach, I said hello, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, okay?
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Appreciate you. I just don't, could you imagine, let's just say the Florida Gators are in the SEC. Now you don't have to play Georgia. You don't have to play Alabama. You don't have to play Tennessee. Go schedule it. We'll figure out the point system, and we'll let you know if you're going to play in
that sounds like
playoffs.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, it does. that Notre Dame made that thing up. I think you're right. Anyway, it's crazy. Let's talk about some of our great people. Outstanding, wonderful people.
Today.
Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. Today, and today only, because it's Wednesday. Beef Braised Lynn Haven. Pat Perno, City Commissioner over there. 10 wings inside for $9.99. TVs everywhere. They treat you like family. The food's incredible. You're going to have a great time. If you got a big party, we tell you this all the time, you can have a big Christmas party, playoff on December 19th, you want to watch Oklahoma and Alabama at the house, you want people over. You live over in Lynn Haven, call Pat, Tell them this is how many wings I want. It doesn't matter what the number is. You just tell them what time you're going to pick them up. They're going to be waiting there for you, and they're outstanding. But better yet, go inside, watch the games from Beef O'Brady's and Lynn and you'll have a wonderful time. Now, Wildcat, we're already over there. Let's go see Russ and Amber. Let's get some jewelry. They'll deal with us. Christmas is what? 2 weeks? Santa Claus comes 2 weeks from today. Lorelei Layton, Johnny, you realize that? 2 weeks from today, you better be good. Santa Claus will be coming.
Better get out and get Coach's present right now. Get it wrapped before he gets home. Yeah, up there, David Adamson, Designer Jewelry, they got a new selection that they kind of rotate out every few days, and they'll do a free jewelry inspection, free jewelry cleaning while they're doing that. Browse around the store, find something you love for Christmas, and they will make you a deal on it, I promise. And if you're a little hard up for cash, jewelry and silver, or gold and silver, is at an all-time high right now, so you can trade in that old gold and silver jewelry and either buy something right there at the store or trade it in for cash. We're talking about David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
In Lynn Haven. Also, don't forget Army-Navy this weekend. We're going to be at the Cajun Place watching that game. 50-cent wings, $5 pictures. That Cajun Place on Thomas Drive, you can't beat it. The doors open at 10 o'clock for brunch. Then on Sunday morning, they open at 10. The North Shore Jazz Band's playing 10 to 12. Then the NFL game's being played. Saints fans, wear your jersey down there. If they score, you get a free Jell-O shot. Well, that Cajun Place. We're right back. 104.3.
Go Navy!
Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The folks out there who are Chiefs fatigued, and there's a lot of you out there, I know. For those of you out there who have been waiting for the Chiefs to finally stumble and not get up, well, guess what? The first alert, Kansas City Chiefs have arrived. They have fallen, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get up.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction, 850-740-3815, or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Tap into your entrepreneurial spirit with Coverall, a turnkey commercial cleaning franchise backed by 4 decades of success. Coverall provides commercial cleaning services for all types of facilities. Built on a proven, scalable business model, as a new franchise owner, you'll receive an initial customer base, affordable startup options, and financing is available. For the tools entrepreneurs need to succeed, call Robert, 850-476-1717, 476-1717.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
I'd like to donate this song to Dr. Ward. He is another year older than you can tell. Let's bring him on right now. The man, the myth, the legend. Dr. Ward, how you doing, sir?
Having a great morning. How about you guys?
Couldn't be better. Couldn't not be better. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, God, for another day. Hey, let me ask you this. I texted you last night, and I forgot to do it to these two gentlemen here, but I'm sure they're going to give us their opinion. Gentlemen. I want you to name the committee, what you thought about the 12 teams, but I want to hear Dr. Ward's top 12 teams the way it should be. The way it should be. not the Cinderellas, but the real, true best 12 teams, who would they be if you were in charge? Give us your rundown.
I pretty much would have the same 10 teams that they have in right now, plus Notre Dame and Vanderbilt.
Okay, you got Notre Dame and Vandy. All right. Let me give you mine. I know you're waiting. I know you want to hear it. Number 1, Indiana. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Texas Tech. Number 5, I'll go SEC Ole Miss. Number 6, Oregon. Number 7, Oklahoma. No, 7, Texas A&M. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, I would go Miami because they head-to-head over Notre Dame. Number 10, I'd go Notre Dame. Number 11, I would go Alabama. I wouldn't put, even though I don't know if I would or not, but I will. I'll put Alabama 11. And I'd put Vandy in. I think I'd put Vandy in over Texas. Who won that game? Texas beat Vandy?
Texas, but Texas has one more loss than Vandy.
There you go. You saved me. That's my 12 right there. That's who I would have. Brian, give us a little rundown. Who would your top? If you had the power to make it happen, who would you be your 12?
UMass, Southern Miss, Citadel. I'm sorry.
Middle Tennessee.
Honestly, probably that. I might order them a little bit differently, but. Yeah, I mean, it's hard between Vandy and Texas because the head-to-head does matter. But if they were on an even record, I'd go Texas. Because Vandy has one less loss, I have no problem putting Vandy in.
Good pick, good point. Glenn, did you change it up?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear your 12.
I'm kind of with Doc on that. You know, the committee's so in love with Alabama, they could be 0-57 and they'd still be in.
Low tide.
Yes. Low tide. But anyway, I would put Vanderbilt in there for sure. But you know what? BYU loses 2 games to the same team, the number 4 team. Why are they not in there? That's my thing, you know, and I feel bad for Notre Dame, but you know what? Now they know how we felt 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, at least you guys beat some ranked teams.
But here's the thing. I think maybe, you know, if I think about it long and hard, and I know Steve Dubrell's probably going to call me on the phone, I guess you could put Vanderbilt and Notre Dame in there. I can't see putting Texas in there.
Well, the toughest thing is, just by the way it's designed, you're trying to compare resumes with different numbers of data points.
Correct.
It's not just who you play. I mean, that's an argument we can always have because not everybody can play everybody. But the fact that you've got to consider teams who have an extra data point. And I agree with the fact that it shouldn't hurt you if you lose, but logically, if that's the case, it probably shouldn't help you if you win. If you're comparing 12, it should be against the same number of data points. That's why they're in a corner, because the championships still make more money than hassle. The point at which they're more of a hassle or more of a detriment to the playoff than the money that they bring in is when it will change.
Doc, let me ask you. Let's look at Bama. When you look at the eye test, that's the worst looking Alabama team I've seen since Nick Saban's got there. Georgia made them look like their stepchild. They just played when they beat them. But then again, I'll go back and point out this. Williams drops a touchdown pass in the left corner end zone. Bernard drops one in the right corner end zone. That could have maybe made a distance. Georgia's a better ball club. They were more physical, more dominating. But would you have put Bama in?
Absolutely. So, the committee said they put emphasis this year on who you play. Okay, and that was they actually mentioned that a couple times throughout the year. And but look at that 4 games. They beat who are the other 2 teams? They beat Vanderbilt and they beat
Missouri,
Tennessee.
Georgia, Tennessee. Yeah.
I mean, there's not a more impressive 4-game stretch anywhere in probably the last 5 years that any team has ever had. So, okay, sure, Alabama laid an egg first game of the season in Tallahassee, and that is a bad loss. But I feel like that 4-game gauntlet that they ran more than wipes that out. And, yeah, I get it. The eye test after the South Carolina game from that point forward. But then you got a banged-up team. And, look, you got Caleb Downs of Ohio State before the Ohio State-Indiana game talking about how much easier it is to play in the Big Ten than it is in the SEC. And I think the committee knows that. And they're like, okay, well, what's Alabama going to look like when they get a week to rest up and they get Jan Miller back? And, I actually heard that Ty Simpson has been playing through injury these last few games. And that's something that they have to consider. So I have no issue with Alabama getting in. The only thing I'm a little bit surprised, and this is where politics really did play a role, is the committee should have moved Alabama down one spot when they lost to Georgia in the way that they lost to Georgia, because that wouldn't have knocked them out, but it would have kept that buffer between Notre Dame and Miami to where the head-to-head may not have mattered quite the way it did. But I do believe that because Duke won the ACC championship game, and it would have left an ACC team, it would have left the ACC out altogether. I think politics did play a role there, and the ACC successfully, actually finally for once, the ACC successfully lobbied and got their team in there.
So Doc, you make a good point about they should have moved them down. It actually, if they look at the way they explained the BYU drop, moving Alabama down to 10 would have still got them in there, and it would have strengthened their argument for what they did with BYU, thus what they did for Miami Notre Dame. So I agree. They should have bumped them at 10.
Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced that the ACC got Miami.
I agree with that, too.
But I think Miami deserved to be in because they beat Notre Dame in the regular season. And it was a 3-point game, but Miami dominated that game at the line of scrimmage. It wasn't like, it was a bad call or it was a lucky bounce. No, Miami dominated that game.
I'm utterly convinced the committee had Notre Dame higher than Miami so long because they did not envision a scenario that played out with Duke. They always thought Miami was going to find a way there, or worst case, Virginia by winning, but Virginia was close enough. I don't think they ever envisioned the scenario that played out, and they got caught out because of it.
So Notre Dame's loss were to number 7 Texas A&M and number 10 Miami. And Miami's losses were to who?
Louisville and SMU.
Yeah. Two pretty good teams.
Yeah, but compare wins.
Yeah.
But Miami had better wins.
Yeah, and head-to-head.
I mean, Notre Dame did not beat anyone of consequence.
Their biggest win was USC and Pitt.
Yeah.
USC and Pitt.
And Miami beat Pitt.
Yeah,
strong.
Bad.
I mean, it was actually funny when ESPN laid it out. If you look strength of record, strength of schedule, FPI, all of the points they laid out, Miami and Notre Dame were like separated by 1. So in a case of that, it is a perfect scenario where you essentially have 2 identical resumes. We can argue 1 point over this, 1 point over that, but overall identical. So going to the head-to-head is by far and away the most logical
And
decision.
they said head-to-head beginning of the year.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Look, their problem wasn't what they did Sunday. Their problem was what they did
3
for
weeks
5
ago.
weeks
Yeah.
before
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't need a TV show.
All right, Doc, we got when we come back, I want you to explain to me who handled it right, Vandy and Coach Lee or Notre Dame and Coach Marcus Freeman. Who handled it right? Not getting in the playoffs. We want your opinion on that when we get back. And I'll tell you what Coach Lee said at Vandy when we get back. But right now, Doc, skin cancer can be deadly. And I say it all the time. We lost and I think we lost a guy at the gym I work out with. I won't say names or anything like that. And he's an older gentleman. His brother's a little bit older than him. He said it got in his brother's ear, then it got in his head. And it now is down in his brain. And there's nothing they can do for him.
Wow.
So this skin cancer stuff's nothing you want to play around with. Talk about that, Doc, and how many minutes it takes to get checked out, and people need to take this stuff seriously.
Absolutely, man. Once a year, you want to get in, get checked out, make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free. Just give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area and convenient locations in Santa Rosa Beach, Watersound, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Mariana, Bombay, or Defuniak Springs.
And Doc, really, you think about it. I remember the first time they looked through my hair, I was going like, "What are you doing?" You know, and hell, you can get on your head because you got hair or not. Same thing on the bottom of your feet. If you're out laying on the beach, stuff like that, because you guys check everything.
Same thing with tattoos on your body.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ward. Go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry you interrupted.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's super easy. I mean, literally 5 minutes. So get checked. You know, you want to be there for your daughter's wedding and your kids' college graduation and all those special occasions. Don't let neglecting your health be the reason you're not there for your loved ones' big moments.
All right. Also, we got some other great people. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. We had a blast. We went there for lunch, Julie and I. Then we went back for dinner. We had a good time last night at the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Today is today. World famous J. Michael's Spaghetti. It is incredible. They only do it on Wednesday, lunch and dinner. It will be packed out. Yes, Glenn will be there signing autographs like always. Get out there and have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you the legendary J. Michael's. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. 2 great locations, Pier Park on 23rd Street. Try it before you buy it. Glenn's favorite is the Joint Boost. He had some. I remember he used to walk in and hear you popping, and now I don't. So good job, Glenn. And he has. Now listen, Christmas is around the corner. Jason's got gift certificates you can buy. That's a great Christmas gift.
All right.
Check it out. And listen to Jason every Tuesday and every Friday right here at ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with Dr. Ward, Notre Dame, Vandy. Who handled the best? We'll ask him when we get back. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show. I don't have any problem with Miami getting in. I have a problem with Miami getting in that they were ranked behind Notre Dame. And if you want to put them in front of Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago, I don't have any problem with that. It just looks weird. It doesn't pass the eye test here.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clear this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 17 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 66. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and a wind speed of 15 miles per hour and be cool at 48. Sunny tomorrow and a high 59 with a gentle breeze. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
This Christmas, as you search for the perfect gifts, the team at That Boot Store wants to remind you of the greatest gift of all. The true joy of the season comes from celebrating the birth of Jesus and the gift of salvation he brought to us all. From the team at That Boot Store, may your heart be filled with the peace and hope of the season. That Boot Store wishes you a very Merry Christmas.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Doc, seriously, what did you think about it? Did they overreact? Did they make their point? They're upset. I got a lot of respect for Notre Dame. I respect for their university, the football program. I mean, it's a historical, no doubt about that. They're blue blood. But did they handle it right? Would you have done that if you're the athletic director? You say, look, we're not going to play in a bowl game. And you know what? The bowl games are dying off. You can see it. Teams are backing out left and right. Players don't want to play in them. It's crazy what we see in college football right now. And I hate that. Bowl games made college football. What's your take on Notre Dame, their reaction to not getting in?
I think Notre Dame really hurt themselves by reacting the way that they did. I mean, they basically acted like a petulant child acting out when the parent tells them they can't have a new bicycle or something like that. I mean, yeah, you're disappointed, but handle it with class. You know, their AD goes out, flames the ACC, and, you know, really the ACC did their job. They successfully lobbied to get their school, which is playing football in the ACC, in there. You know, for Notre Dame to be like, oh, well, we're in your other sports, but we're not in football. No, you don't do that. The ACC was representing their schools in football, and then to say we're going to pack up our bags and go home. I mean, like basically that's the anti-Rudy, okay? Like the movie Rudy,
Yeah.
where they just want to play football. They basically said, no, we're going to pack up our bags and go home. And what I think would be a great end of this season is when the New York Giants offer Marcus Friedman the head coaching job, and Notre Dame doesn't even have a coach. I love nothing more than watching the historic importance of Notre Dame evaporate. And I think another key point, not that many people actually watch Notre Dame football anymore. I think in the TV ratings, I saw a graphic that shows that Notre Dame is not even in the top 10 of eyeballs on their games anymore. So the idea that Notre Dame is important right now is totally not the case, and they need to understand that until they do something to get into a conference that matters, their program is going to continue to not matter.
Listen to this. I went over this yesterday with Jason Kovaleski. He got mad at me. But it's a fact. He didn't believe these statistics. They did. The top 10 most watched games of college football. Who were they? What did they average? Now, the number one biggest games were Texas and Ohio State. And then the Big Ten championship game had the best record. I think it's 18.8 million. What's that on average? So Ohio State and Michigan was another unbelievable. But as far as averaging all the games Ohio State played on TV, and you average above what they really averaged, they came in fourth, over 6.5 million every time they were on TV, if you average them up. Alabama came in number 1. Texas was number 2. 3 was Georgia. Ohio State 4. Oklahoma was 5th. LSU 6th. Tennessee 7th. Auburn was 8th. Michigan was 9th. Texas A&M was 10th. And you're right, Notre Dame's nowhere to be seen. Notre Dame's on NBC. I don't know many people in the Southeastern Conference, and we got a lot of states down here, that watch Notre Dame on NBC. We watch SEC games. I'm with you. They're not like they used to be. These kids, we talked about it in our show before because they've been down so long. Kids don't care about going to Notre Dame like they used to in the 60s and 70s. So I think you're right about what you're saying. And they do need to join a conference. Coach Lee said it best at Vandy. They asked him about what his thoughts, and he has showed a lot of class. He said, you know what? We had every opportunity to do it. We didn't take care of business. We lost 2 games. We could have won. If we'd have won those games or won one more of those games, we'd have been in. But we're not. So I like what he had to say. I don't like what Notre Dame's doing. But, Doc, listen to this. This is their powerful schedule they have next year. And you realize next year if they're ranked in the top 12, regardless of the Cinderella teams, they're going to get in. If they're ranked in the top 12, they're guaranteed to get in the playoffs. Why do we bow down to Notre Dame? I have no idea why we do this. Here's their powerhouse schedule for 2026. They got the powerhouse Wisconsin, which we all know is terrible right now. They got Rice. They got Michigan State. They just fired their coach, bringing somebody else in. They're bringing a good coach in, by the way. They got Purdue. Those two teams are not very good. They got North Carolina. They got Navy. They got Syracuse. They got Boston College. They got Stanford. They got USC, SMU, and Miami. They got 3 pretty good teams they got to play out of the rest. They can do their schedule. They can do whatever they want, and they don't share any money, but we changed the rules to make sure they get in the playoffs. I don't like what we did with that guarantee, and I think everything you said is correct.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got them playing 3 games that actually might be teams that are, that would give other teams a challenge. They're going to start that season off 9-0. I mean that schedule is a joke. I think probably 2/3 of the SEC would start that schedule out 9-0, and like they want credit for that, and they want a guaranteed spot. Like no, that nobody should have a guaranteed spot. Heck, I don't even think I think the group of 5 should just have 1 spot. It shouldn't matter the top 5 conference champions, and I don't care that much about Tulane getting in. At least they beat a Power 4 conference champion in the regular season. But, letting, like, James Madison in when they beat nobody all year, I just, obviously that took a spot away from a deserving team.
All right, let's compare one team to Notre Dame. Here's their schedule, and I'll tell you who it is later. They play East Carolina. They play Florida State. They play Chattanooga. They play Auburn. They play Georgia. They play South Carolina. They play Texas A&M. They play Kentucky. They play LSU. And I don't think that's it. I think there's more they got. Let's see. They also play – no, that was it. Now, and they play Tennessee, Vandy, and Mississippi State also in LSU. So that schedule's a little bit tougher than Notre Dame, correct?
Yep.
A lot tougher.
For sure.
Yeah, that's Alabama. You're going to 9 SEC. I love what Kirby said the other day. He goes, we just added 9 games being played. That's half the league is going to have another loss, which is going to hurt us getting the playoffs. He said then when you win those 9 games, you get rewarded at the end to go play a 10th SEC game, which could eliminate us from that. So I'm glad the committee did keep Bama in for that reason there, because if you're going to have strength of schedule count, you better make it count. If not, our commissioners screwed these coaches and screwed these teams because of greed. I wish we'd have stayed at 8 conference games. And I think the Big Ten, Jason said it yesterday, Big Ten should have dropped down to 8 conference games instead of playing 9. That's just me. I'm for the coaches, and I know good and well they can say what they want. Those college coaches did not want to have to play another SEC game. That's another loss for half the league. So what do you think going future? Do you think they really will count the strength of schedule?
The SEC continues to have the most power. Absolutely, they will, and I hope it keeps that way. Greg Sankey's done a great job making the committee really look at the metrics of strength of schedule and strength of record. What I would love to see is not changing the number of teams that are actually in the college football playoff, but having play-in games for maybe the bottom 8, like increasing the number of teams who are into 16, but keeping the 12-team format they have now, but your bottom 4 seeds have to do a play-in game. So you'd actually increase it. You'd have 4 more teams that are kind of in but not in. It's kind of like the NCAA tournament. There's really only 64 teams in the tournament, but there's 68 that get in because 8 of them have to do a play-in game. And the cool thing about that would be you could keep having some of these G5 teams in there, but they'd have to win that play-in game in order to make the official playoff.
Now, would you say get rid of the conference championship games to put those games in that place?
Well, I like conference championship games. I like the historic significance of being crowned the champion of your conference. So, I like the idea of maybe just having the season start a week earlier, having the conference championship games a week earlier, and then doing those play-in games when it's a week right now where we have conference championships.
Yeah, that would work. Sooner or later, we're going to talk about the bowl games. Brian had a great idea. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago. I got to give him credit. He said, let's move the bowl games to the beginning of the season. I said, people are excited about college football. They'll travel these different cities to see their teams play because, you're all pumped up. You think your team's going to be pretty good. I think that's a pretty good idea because you see right now, they're dying out. And what Notre Dame did is not helping. We had 10 teams are not going to play in bowl games. I did like what the Big 12 did. Charge those teams $500,000 apiece because it's like the SEC. We're tied into these bowl games. We didn't have enough teams that could go. And LSU had the same change as Auburn and some of these other schools, but LSU decided to go play in their bowl game. Auburn didn't. Who were the other ones that didn't?
FSU did.
What about Florida State saying no? They don't even have a coaching change, and they're like, they kind of did like they did the 2020 COVID year. No, we don't want to play football.
I really believe, and I'm being dead honest, I think the reason they didn't want to do that, they were concerned about getting another loss. That's just the bottom line, I think.
Yeah, but the bad part is you get 15 more days of those kids.
Practice, that's what I'm saying.
And why not play the guys you think may start next year?
Exactly.
So, I'm not with that either.
Doc, real quick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Just give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Watertown, Santa Rosa Beach, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Mariana Bonifay, Port Juniac Springs. 5 minutes is all it takes to get checked head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Doc, we're going to talk to you next Wednesday and get your picks on these playoffs. We're going to have a little bracket filled out, and they're going to let us know who's going to win the national championship. Doc, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, okay?
All right, have a good one.
Get out to one of the 4 newbies, have a great place. Have a great time. We're talking about a great place. The one over in St. Andrews is getting very popular. People over there are checking it out. They like what they see. Glenn loves it, one of their favorite places. And when it's cold, you can sit outside, look at the beautiful stars, look at the water.
Fire pit going.
You name it, they got it. Now, Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch all sporting events, and then head on down to the mothership because you know you're going to be there. Everybody shows up at the mothership. The best entertainment in the Southeast, because that's what Miss Charlotte wants to do. She's going to make you happy. She is incredible. Love John, love Charlotte. Get out to one of the 4 newbies, tell them Coach sent you. The legend, Dr. Ward, one of the first doctors trained in robotic surgery. This coming up year is 20. Dr. Chad Mitchell, sorry. Dr. Chad Mitchell, this will be his 27th year on the sidelines coming up. The guy's unbelievable. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning. We don't care if it's hot. We don't care if it's cold. If you have any problem at all, go local. Do not go national. Go local. Jason's crew will come out and do an incredible job. The most honest, hardworking people out there. It's Stevenson Air Conditioning. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you sick of the old sports talk? The vanilla opinions? The polite debates? The hosts who are afraid to say what they really think? So are we. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is bringing the house. It's the new Sports Blitz.
Weekdays, 4 to 6.
We're starting arguments, not conversations. The Sports Blitz.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clear this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 17 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 66. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and a wind speed of 15 miles per hour and be cool at 48. Sunny tomorrow and a high 59 with a gentle breeze. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Toyotathon is on at Panama City Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Shake up your holidays at Toyotathon.
Offers expire January 5th. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
By Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. You got a problem, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. What did Richard have to say?
You would ask me when I turned my phone off. There we go. All right, so we have 600, good God, 600 elite youth baseball players at the All Ripkins Futures Games. Those are going to be at Publix Sports Park this weekend, starting tomorrow, Thursday through Sunday. So 600 youth baseball players. Welcome to the cold.
Woo! Love it. Love Richard Sanders. We got to have a statue of him. We got to have it. Get one of him and Nick Saban or something. We got to do something here in Bay County. Also, let's talk about some other great people because I haven't had the time because Waka has been very mean to me this morning. Let's talk about Steve Bertashaw. You know that young man. He is a great swim coach at Mosley High School. They've been in business. Steve's Bike Shop's been in business since 1979. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. They got new and used. And they got the standard bikes also. Christmas, 2 weeks. Santa Claus comes in 2 weeks from tonight. If you're looking for a bike, don't go to these big chain stores and get these cheap things. Go get a real bike. Go to Steve's Bike Shop. You'll be glad you did. Love you, Steve. Great man. Also, Vandy Roofing. No, if you're looking for a roof, you got to go Vandy Roofing. Kyle Vandy Roofing does an incredible job. Turbo Pest Control, #1. Not even close. Now, let's get into Alabama updates. Nick Saban was put into the Hall of Fame last night. He turned Alabama into the greatest dynasty in the college football history. This is not me. This is what the experts say. He won 7 national championships. But what he did at Alabama was incredible. 6 national championships in 17 years. He won 9 SEC championships. He had 4 Heisman Trophy winners play for him. Before him, no one won the Heisman Trophy. And that's kind of misleading because Coach Bryant did not like that award. He was a big team guy, and he played a lot of players back in the day. And that's one reason some of those Joe Namath, Kenny Stabler, people like that did not win the Heisman. But Saban saw the need for it, changed that philosophy, and Bama railed on 4 Heisman Trophy winners. And I think the first one was in 2009. All right. He also coached 76 first-round All-Americans at Alabama, 47 consensus All-Americans. This is incredible. This is something that might not be broken. He's the greatest recruiter to ever live. I've talked to guys. I knew Coach Spurrier, Bowden, all these guys. They're incredible, wonderful legends. But nobody recruited like Saban. He would outwork anybody when it came to recruiting. He knew without great players, you're not going to do much. But he had the self-discipline, put the time in to watch film and do the things, identify players, go get the players like other guys wouldn't do. I'm about to tell you right now, I wouldn't have put the time in he did. Daniel Bush would tell me stories about this guy. The amount of film, the amount of time he put into recruiting is incredible. He had 133 of his recruits get draft picks. 47 of them 47 went in the first round. That's why Alabama dominated. That's why Alabama had the best teams. They had the best players. I'm trying to think about who. Anyway, I'll come back. They had Derrick Henry. They had a lot of them. I think they were all the guys that went in the first round. I think that's who it was. They had a video for Coach. And they had it for him. They played it for him. And they were all thinking about him, telling him about helping to be a better man, better person. They loved him, and that he's a GOAT and all that. A lot of great things, a lot of payback to Coach Saban, what they did for them. 2 players, Glenn, only 2 players in college football seasons have dropped more passes than Alabama's preseason All-American Ryan Williams. since the last season, he's dropped, I think, 16 passes. Sophomore preseason All-American has dropped 16 passes in the last 2 years. He dropped a touchdown pass against Georgia in the SEC championship game. I do believe we scored on that drive, though. I think. I could be wrong on that. He dropped it. You can't drop 16 passes if you're an elite receiver, in my opinion. I say that, but we had another one do that at Alabama, and if I got time, I'll get into it. Herbstreit said this: I don't feel like he's ever been a natural ball catcher. He's like unbelievable gifted athlete. He's a track star. You know, he was Mr. State of Alabama football player 2 years in a row, broke all these state records and all these different track meets and stuff. And we saw him as a freshman make some great catches and big plays, and everybody goes crazy about him. He's the greatest football player to ever play. Now we go to a sophomore year. Is it NIL that got to him? He makes, I think, $2.4 million a year playing football at Alabama. I think that's what it was. He dropped 9 passes in 12 games this season. Could it be the money doesn't keep him focused, the things you can do with that type of money takes your mind off football? I don't know. But he's not the only one. I watch Florida State play. I see them dropping passes. I see Georgia players drop. I see it's across the board. I've seen more drop passes this year in college football than I think I ever have.
You know, to get to him about dropping, sometimes it's where the ball's thrown and you can get your hands on it, or by the time you touch it, somebody decides you need to be decleated. And then I don't know how they survive. I guess because of the new rules, you can go across the middle. But I remember in the old days, if you went across the middle, yeah. So, but some of the things when they miss, you know, if you're wide
I just
open,
wonder if it's distracted.
I think things have come too easy for him because he is so athletic. I mean, if you think about a lot of, you'll see that a lot. The truly greats in anything are the ones who have supernatural ability and unquestioned work ethic. Yeah. And those don't always go hand in hand. If you're Williams, through high school, he could get by purely on athletic ability. I mean, he would separate himself by God knows how much. Look at the way his career started at Alabama. First 6 games, everything fell into place for him. So I don't think it's everybody freaking about painting his nails or any of this.
Bringing the teddy bear in the
I just
stadium.
think he thought, why do I need to work so hard? This is all working out.
And
for
I don't
me.
think he's the only one.
And then all of a sudden it didn't, and you don't just turn on a work ethic overnight. It takes getting into that routine and wanting to go to work every day and just crush yourself to get better.
I think you're right, and I think the money has something to do with that too.
But also, after 1 year, people get to see more of him on film.
Sure.
And you know, and so you probably caught him off guard the first round.
But I will say, one thing, he's been separating himself again this year. The focus is different. And the funny thing about drops is it's one of those things that perpetuates itself. Yeah. Once you do it once, then you question a little bit, then you do it again.
I think it's more what you talk about, the work ethic. Julio Jones, Coach Saban loves him. He could go anywhere in the country. He went to Alabama when they were more or less a running power team. When they tried to be 50-50. They tried to be balanced. But they said in practice, he worked so hard on his blocking. He was one of the best blocking receivers Saban's ever saw. And look what he did in the NFL. All those records that he broke in the NFL.
That group of 4 was unbelievable at blocking downfield. Judy and Smith and Ruggs and Waddle. Like they actually, but that was the pride they had. They wanted to talk about a block that they threw downfield amongst themselves more than anything else.
Now we were talking, I got some more stuff talking about. I might do this tomorrow, but I want to get this in real quick. Coach DeBoer, his bonus money, this is what's happening. He just made another $150,000 making the playoffs. Now, if they go to the next round, he gets another $100,000. Semis, he gets another $150,000, and if he makes it to the national championship game, they're going to pay him $200,000 to make the game. If he wins the national championship, he gets another bonus of $275 million, and he's making $10 million a year as we speak. So they want to win these ball games. That's some big bucks right there if he wins. I got everybody else's on this. If I have time, I'll get it in today. How much time I got? Oh heck, okay. All right, I'll come back and use this tomorrow.
Is that a time? Oh heck.
Yeah, Alabama had 2 two first-team All-SEC players, the fewest they've had in years. The left offensive tackle and the safety made first team. And I didn't even look at the rest of it to see how many second and third teams, but it was definitely down what it's been.
I'm surprised Lawson wasn't in there. I thought he had a pretty good year.
I did too. And think about it, you had Oklahoma and add Texas.
Those other good
more
players.
Difficult. Yeah, a lot more difficult, but still, we're used to. I had some things about what I was thinking about Alabama, what they need to do. Disappointed in the strength of the players and things like that. We'll get into that tomorrow. Ty Simpson, I got some things on him. I'll use that. We'll talk about that tomorrow, Thursday, with Jeremy. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I want to talk about Stevenson Air Conditioning. I went with them and got a brand new unit in the entire house. I asked them to put in new lines. I wanted everything replaced, not just the unit. I wanted everything, ducts, everything, the whole deal. They came in there, and I thought, man, our house is going to be a mess. It looked better when they left before they got there. It's incredible, the work they do. Our power bill has gone down so much, it's unbelievable. Ask Jason Kovaleski. He swears by them. He got one at the store. He's got one at his house. His power bill's gone down. It's one of the few things you can purchase will pay for itself over a period of time. And with Stevenson Air Conditioning, they come in, they tell you, look at the windows. Here's what you need to do. You're losing air here at this door. Look at this crack. Look at this. Look at that. They coach you up what you can do to save money. Go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go local. Go somebody that's honest, hardworking people. Stevenson Air Conditioning is number one. It's not even close. Not even close. Patrick, Turpo Pest Control. You want that yard to look beautiful? He can make it happen. You got bugs in your house. You got ants. Somebody told me yesterday you got ants getting in all of their house. Well, I tell you what. I said, you call Turpo Pest Control, you'll be glad you did. Those ants will be gone. Everything will be gone. All those bugs will be gone. Turpo Pest Control, number one. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Did I do Chad Mitchell yet?
Yes,
Yeah, I did.
You call him Dr. Ward, but you did him.
Thank you, Glenn. We'll be right back, 104.3. When we get back, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do a little bit of FSU. If we have time, we'll do a little bit of Auburn. We got Mark McLeod, we hope, at 8:30. Hope we get Mark on here. We'll be right back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
Hey, go dogs.
Go dogs.
Take the over on alcohol consumption. They drank out in Nashville last time they were there.
They're starting right now.
Hey, go dogs.
Go dogs.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. At 104.3
Good morning, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clear this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 17 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 66. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and a wind speed of 15 miles per hour and be cool at 48. Sunny tomorrow and a high 59 with a gentle breeze. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia during the Season of New Tradition sales event. Bill Bird Kia is now offering 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 25 Kia Telluride. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Countdown to savings is going on now. Celebrate the season in style and drive away in a new Kia today. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or VIN-specific new 2025 Telluride with $1,705 per month per $1,000 financed at 60 months. Quantities limited. $1,000 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 1/2/26.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the college football playoffs and bowl games.
Getting to the goal line and in for the touchdown.
Listen live at ultra high fidelity on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
The Kenny James Jenner. War Eagle, baby. War Eagle. Get out of Beef O'Brae's Lynn Haven. 10 wings inside, $9.99. You want to have a party. You call Pat, say, Pat, this is how many wings I need. You going to have them ready? They'll be ready. You'll be glad you went to Beef O'Brae's in Lynn Haven. Glenn, let's skip Auburn right now. Jump into FSU. We got 4 great.
Just the way that sounded. Auburn. Glenn, let's skip Auburn.
Great 4 locations of Newbies.
Yes, sir.
Newbies 2 on the curve. Go watch all sporting events. I love John Charlotte. Always giving back to the community. Let's make sure we support them. Your favorite, St. Andrews, that big, beautiful
we call
facility.
It Newbies Blue on Bayview.
There you go, baby. All right, what's going on with FSU?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to the the women's soccer team. They were national champions.
Yay!
They won Monday night. Again, yeah, they had some big scores. They beat TCU 1-0, and they beat Stanford 1-0 in the last 87th minute. So,
nice.
And they were actually the number 3 seed. They weren't number 1. But anyway, they have been the national champions 3 of the last 5 years. They are 2014, 2018, 2021, 23, and 25. So, and they're 89, 19, and 6 all-time in NCAA tournament play. And Coach Penske, this is his 2nd title in 4 years. So, congratulations to them. FSU. Andrell DeSuer, the true freshman defensive lineman, is made true freshman All-American on 3. So congratulations to him. He played in all 12 games, 2 starts in all 12 games, 30 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, 1 caused fumble, and 1 pass breakup. So congratulations to him. And FSU has made a hire this year. They hired a guy named Nick Williams. He's an edge coach from Syracuse. He's reputation as a top recruiter and a best relations builder with players. He's from Bainbridge, Georgia. He played at Georgia but transferred to North Alabama and actually played a few years in the CFL. His coaching career he was at Georgia from 2017 to 2020. At Texas A&M 2021, 22, he was an analyst there. He was also at Colorado 22 and 23, and he was at Syracuse from 23 to 25. So he comes in highly recommended. So we'll get rid of him, but he is ready to go, and he is looked up as a great recruiter and also a great guy. So and also. Now, the coaches that actually left, we have running back Coach Davey Johnson, who is going to Arkansas. He was at Tennessee from 2018 to 2019. He came to FSU in 2025, and so he's been there for 5 years, 5 of the 6 years that Norval's been there. And cornerback Coach Patrick Surtain Jr., we know he left, he fired, we know whatever, you want to get into all that. So that's kind of, hurt us in South Florida recruiting, but and here's some of the guys that are on the watch list for us to pick up. One of the guys is Marcus Woodson, who actually was a coach at cornerback coach when Taggart was there, but he left to go wherever his son went to coach. The guy they're really looking at, I don't know if we have a chance to give him, is a guy named Torian Gray out of South Carolina. He's a defensive back coach there. We're trying to get him, we're not sure. And then one of the guys we just talked about, Tim Banks, he was the Tennessee defensive coordinator, but he was the defensive back coach. A guy named T.J. Rushing out of Auburn.
He needs a job.
Mm-hmm. T.J. Rushing out of Auburn, who had the safeties, he did a great job there too. And then also DeMarcus Van Dyke, who was from Auburn. He's a cornerback coach. We're looking at those two since they're going to have a new head coach. And then Brandon Harris, who was UCF coach, quarterback coach, and Nick Monroe, who's a Minnesota coach, co-defensive coordinator and a cornerback coach, and then Chip West out of Wake Forest, and then John Butler, who is the defensive coordinator out of Nebraska. So,
I listen to all those coaches who you might get and who might not get. Right. Look at South Carolina. Beamer's on the hot seat. He's got to have a good year. He's gone. And we all know Norvell, we would think if that's another bad year, would be definitely
they'll round up the money.
So that affects some of these coaches. Do I want to go to FSU right now where we might be there just 1 year? The coach is on the hot seat. We just left for a guy that just got fired. But those Auburn guys, they need jobs. The guy at Tennessee, the defensive coordinator, I think he'd be pretty good myself.
Right. Yeah, I think they did a good job there. You never know who's in the mix, but that's just some of the names that have been brought out through some of the media, the FSU media. So we'll see what goes on with that. And then as far as all ACC, the first team was, of course, Deuce Robinson, the receiver, and also the center, Pattabone. So
they had two make it?
Two on the first team. We had 6. And one of the guys that made the honorable mention was Pittman, Randy Pittman.
Should have been higher than that.
So anyway, yeah.
He had a great year.
He did. Yeah, he had a great year. And he scored on offense and defense.
All right, let's jump into Auburn real quick. Get a little bit about the Auburn Tigers in there. Coach is finalizing his staff. They decided not to play in a bowl game. That disappointed me. When LSU could do it, I figured Auburn could do it. But I get it. It is what it is. I think the people in Birmingham are really disappointed Auburn didn't come. Last time they came there, they packed that thing out. I know they would have sold it out if Auburn would have played in that bowl game. And like Glenn points out, it's 15 days of practice. The head coach, he could have left the interim guy, the defense coordinator he's keeping. He still could have been the head coach. And just watch. Lane Kiffin's not going to coach at all at LSU in the bowl game. They got their interim guys going to do that.
But he's getting paid.
He's going to get paid whatever Ole Miss does, good or bad. He's going to get paid for it.
That's crazy.
Now, in recruiting, and there's so many different services, this is just another one. It doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just his opinion. You got 24/7, you got ESPN, you got all of them. We didn't hardly talk about it because it really doesn't matter anymore. They can leave after they sign. But here we go. This is by a story by James Morgan, SEC Recruiting, a new number 1. They got Alabama's the number 1 team in the SEC in recruiting, 22 commitments. They're second in the nation. I think USC was number 1. Number 2 was Georgia. Georgia has 29 commitments. They're 5th in the country. Tennessee of all places were 3rd, 28 players, 7th in the country. Texas with 23, so they got more to go. 23. They're 8th in the nation. Texas A&M, 2 schools, both of them with all kind of money, so you know they're going to move up. Texas A&M's got 26 players. They're ranked 9th in the country. LSU will definitely go up. Lane's only got 14 players right now. Some of those guys are unbelievable. I think the number 1 player in the country on the defense side of the ball. 14 players. They're right now 13th in the nation. LSU's going to finish in the top 5, I guarantee that. Number 7's Oklahoma. 24 players signed. They're 15th in the country. And the Florida Gators, they're at number 8. 24 players, 16th in the nation. Good job by the coaching staff. Our new coach, Summerall, good job by the guys he's kept on the staff to keep this going. That could have fell apart, and it didn't. That's a good job. South Carolina came at 9th. They got 13 players right now. No, I take that back, 15. They're 20th in the country. Ole Miss Rebels, they lost Lane. Golding's taken over. They had 18 so far players, 22nd in the country. Mississippi State, 30 players. They're 27th in the nation. Vandy having a great year. They still finished 12th in the SEC. 31st in the country. 21 players. They flipped a 5-star quarterback away from Georgia. That was big. And they got more to give out. Missouri had a good year. Missouri had 19 players so far. They will move up. They're at 34th in the country, 13th in the SEC. And here we go. Auburn Tigers all the way down at 14th in the country. Only 18 players so far. 41st in the country. That's not good. I expect them to sign more and move up. No doubt about that. Arkansas, 16 players, 57th in the nation. Kentucky, 14 players so far. Room to go. I'm impressed with that coach. 61st in the nation in recruiting. And again, this is just some guy's opinion. This is not scientific. Even ESPN 24/7, none of them are perfect. None of them got it right. Some of them get it closer than others. We'll see down the road in a couple of years how these classes work out.
And 130th in the country. Penn State.
Yeah.
Below Colgate.
Well, seriously. And they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
They're waiting so long. I like the coach they got. I think Matt do a good job.
Well,
all right, let's talk about some of our great people right now. I want to thank again Pat Perneau, City Commissioner, and does a wonderful job over there. Their restaurant, he's talking about running a business. He knows what he's doing. The way they treat, this is the most important thing, I think. You go some places, maybe the people that work there had a bad day, but it affects the customer. Some customers don't forgive, and they don't come back and they remember that. You'll never have a better experience at Beef Braised Lynn Haven. They have smiles on their face. They treat you politely, kind, sweet-hearted, good people that work there. The food's incredible. Prices are good. And the atmosphere is second to none. TV's everywhere. Get out to Beef Braised and Lynn Haven. You'll be glad you did. You're already over there. Let's go see Russ and Amber. Let's go look at some fine jewelry. They'll deal with you. Christmas is Santa Claus is coming in 2 weeks from tonight. So we want to make sure you go see Russ and Amber.
And gold is at an all-time high. If you got some old gold, silver jewelry, take it in there, get some extra Christmas money, or trade it in on a brand new, beautiful, one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry. Do your watch fixing, watch batteries. They do all that kind of replacement. They'll do a free cleaning and a free jewelry inspection. Where? At David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
I'm about tired of asking Wildcat to come join us. He's the only one that hadn't shown up yet. Those wings are incredible, and they're 50 cents. Yes, 50 cents. $5 pitchers. We're talking about that Cajun place on Thomas Drive, one of the most popular places in the Southeast. You got to wait an hour during the summer to even try to get near the front of the door. They're giving back to the locals. They want you to have a great meal at a great price. That Cajun place, 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers when kickoff happens. Army-Navy this weekend. That's going to be one game we'll be at watching right there. And then the playoffs start December 19th, Alabama-Oklahoma, 7 o'clock on ABC. We're going to carry all the games right here on ESPN 104.3. We got everything covered for you. We're also going to give away some Christmas gifts to our listeners.
Oh, that's right. We have a large list. Let me get it. Coming up on the 15th, we're going to be giving away a prize package, a Christmas prize package, just to show our appreciation for those that put up with Coach James Hale singing. A gift from the Boot Store, Anytime Fitness 30-day membership, a sleeve from Golf Plus, Buffalo Rock products, and a $50 gift certificate for I hope I'm saying this right. Ferrucci.
Yeah, there you go.
And all that stuff. All that starting on the 15th. And, of course, the guys in the afternoon will be giving away this as ways, too.
How not to carry a tune.
That's called background. That's we're getting technical right
No, that's called insanity. It's called torture.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN.
Florida State.
Woo!
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
Nick Saban goes into the College Football Hall of Fame today. Thank you, Coach Saban, for turning Alabama into the greatest dynasty in college football history. Absolute domination. A run college football will possibly never, ever see again.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak?
Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
Winning.
The Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're trying. Who is that? James?
Yes. Okay. James Brown Christmas song. James Brown.
James, I apologize. I should know.
Straight to the ghetto.
Unbelievable. The legendary James Brown. We're trying to get Mark McCloud on the phone and somebody
Say we'll keep trying.
We'll keep trying.
It's doing that weird thing it did last week.
He just texted me. Try it again.
Tell him to call.
What'd you have to do?
It's doing that weird thing it did last week. It's asking me to pick up the phone and dial the numbers.
and get the number correct.
The correct number, yes.
This guy.
Tell him to call us.
He has not called yet. What is he doing?
Oh, for God's sakes.
I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get Mark McCloud on the phone. I want to talk about Summerall, that Florida football coach. I got a lot of respect for the guy. And any guy that's trying to do what he's doing, you go take a job like Florida. You got to hire staff, interview who's there, decide who you're going to keep, who you're going to get rid of. And that's a hard thing to do, man, let people go. Then the most important thing is keeping players on the campus, keeping them at Florida. That's a difficult thing. Everybody's trying to get the best players to go play for them. But anytime you got a coaching change, even when you don't have a coaching change, you have to do that. Then he's trying to prepare a team to play a game in the playoffs, something Tulane's never done. He's trying to get those guys ready to play, break down film, get the scout report. It helps somewhat. You've already played Ole Miss. But still, you're talking about putting a lot of time in where the easiest thing would be do kind of like what Lane did, was like, hey, I'm going to Ole Miss. I'm done. I'm out of here. Now, he didn't want to do that. He was told he's going to do that. They were going to let him coach.
Isn't it amazing, though? Just think about it. We have basically 25% of the coaches in the playoff are leaving, going to teams that are not in the playoff.
Right.
Just, I mean,
you never know.
Yes,
what
there's
you're
other things,
get.
but yeah, it's just interesting because you would think of all, those would be the 12 jobs that probably wouldn't change. But yeah,
I'm with you. And it's not. It's just the way it's set up. I love what the NFL, you can't even contact them during the season. It's when the season's over.
That's right.
We've got to get this calendar fixed, but they've got to go back and change the time when you can, the signing date. What the heck was wrong? All these greed about getting the players on campus the first that.
And to be honest, you know who caused that?
Yeah.
Coaches.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They did it to themselves.
That's right.
All right, we got him. Yes. The legend, Mark McClack. Coach, how you doing, Mark?
Hey, good. Good morning, guys. Good to be on with you.
Great to have you. We're just talking. I talked about Coach Summerall. What a great job he's doing, and what a difficult job he's trying to do. Going to Florida, decide what coaches he's going to bring in, who's he going to let go, trying to keep the roster intact, then preparing Tulane to play in the playoffs. That's a lot. That's a tough task, man. Got a lot of respect for him trying to do that. I hope it works out well for him. But let's get into him. What's your thoughts so far? What do you think about him? Are you happy with the hire? Give us a little rundown of everything that's going on down in Florida.
Yeah, I think I'm ecstatic about the hire. We'll see what happens when the season begins. I mean, to be a guy that's been a head coach for 4 years, they've won 3 conference titles in those 4 years. This season, Tulane was an absolute mess going back to January because he had to add 60 players to his roster. The Tulane was raided by the transfer portal. They lost some guys to graduation. And, it was just a very bizarre time. But to add 60 players to your roster and win 11 games, and you didn't get your quarterback until July, I think that speaks volumes for that guy.
All right, here's the question. You got who's staying in the coaching staff, and who's he bringing in? What's the latest on that?
Well, he met with all the coaches on Monday, all the assistant coaches. He flew into Gainesville and met with them. Defensive line coach Gerald Chapman's back, which I'm really happy about. I think Florida's defensive line has played really, really well considering some of the injuries they had this past season. But you go back since Chapman arrived at Florida, and they've done a really good job developing players there. And look, Chapman's a guy who, you guys remember, last year he was interviewed by the Chicago Bears. They wanted him to come to Chicago. LSU wanted him last year. So this is a guy in high demand. So I think that's a great move by Summerall to keep him in Gainesville. The guy I was surprised about, guys, Jabbar Jalouk. I really thought that he would keep him as a running back coach because you've seen the work by the Florida running backs, and you've seen the recruiting efforts that guy does. He's a fabulous recruiter, but he's decided to move on from that position, and it may be that the new offensive coordinator, if indeed it is Buster Faulkner, he's not been officially announced at Florida yet, but maybe he has his own guy, so you never know. A couple other notes, I think, that are important for Florida fans. One name being rumored for the offensive line job is Phil Troutwine, who played under Urban Meyer, was an all-SEC guy at tackle under Meyer. He has coached for several years. In fact, I talked to Phil. We were texting back and forth a few years ago. I want to say 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I was talking to him about Florida, and he said, Mark, I would love to come back to Florida and coach you. That would be like a dream come true if the opportunity ever presented itself, because we were looking to see what changes Billy Napier was going to make. And of course, he didn't make one that involved getting Troutwine. But Troutwine did coach most recently at Penn State. He's been done a fabulous job coaching guys, and he's a good recruiter by all accounts. Bam Hartman played linebacker for Florida many years ago, and he's been an outside backer for John Summerall at Tulane. So he hasn't been there long. So is it a guy that he would bring to Gainesville because of his familiarity, and certainly first and foremost because of his work ethic? We'll have to find out. I think two big moves still have to be made. Strength and conditioning. They've got to figure out what they're going to do there. I got to believe that they're going to bring Rusty Witt from Tulane, because Rusty Witt was his guy at Troy. He followed him to Tulane. And, you know, when you get your guys as an SNC guy, you guys know this as coaches, a guy that you really like, you do not want to lose him. So maybe it's Rusty Witt. The other thing I'm real curious about is, are they going to keep Katie Turner in as a coordinator of recruiting? I think she has done a terrific job for Florida, for Billy Napier, and I got to believe that may be a move that Florida wants to keep as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the strength coach. I think that's one of the most important hires you make. They make or break you. There's no doubt about that.
Number one, yeah. Although Florida fans would disagree and say offensive coordinator, some of them, the strength and conditioning coach, they spend all the time with the players, much more time than the coaches, and they get them ready for the season. And I don't think Tyler Miles for Florida did a bad job. I think he was pretty good, but I just don't see him staying in that position.
All right, let's look at. Is that all you got right there? Who's the coaches are leaving and what you know?
Oh, am I being kicked off the air now?
No, never.
I get no respect, I tell you. Yeah, that's all I got on football right now. There's a lot of news to be made.
All right, I want to know this. Who's transferring out? What's the latest on that?
Well, again, we're not hearing a whole lot there. I do think they'll probably lose a few guys, but in fact, there is one guy who I thought kind of threw some hints out there that he was leaving. One of the wide receivers who isn't a starter. But anyway, look, you got to keep the guys intact. Jaden Baugh, you have to keep him. Dallas Wilson, VB3, Miles Graham. You know, there are several guys on both sides of the ball that they definitely have to keep in the fold. But right now, I think next week you'll really start to hear a lot more about that.
Well, when we get back, I want to ask you this. I think they've done a great job. I saw where one of them, they're ranked like 16th in the country in recruiting. Of course, there's so many different ones, it's hard to keep up with all of them. But for him to come in there, coaches not knowing they're going to have jobs, they're still out there recruiting for Florida. they put together a pretty good class. I think it's only going to get stronger. So we'll ask Mark about recruiting, what he's hearing there, and what he thinks the job they've done so far. Somebody just sent me something that said the Colts are signing a 44-year-old retired
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. Wow.
He was actually on the Hall of Fame ballot for this year. I don't think he was going to get in, but he was actually on the Hall of Fame ballot for this year because he's been retired 5 years.
Yeah.
He's a high school coach in Alabama right now,
That's
too,
right.
by the way. Yeah.
Wow.
Over towards Daphne. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I tell you, with so many of them. I love Kyle Vandergriff. Listen to Kyle every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Vandy Roofing. You looking for a new roof? Hey, it doesn't have to be for your house. You got a business. They do commercial, residential. They do it all. They design it. They build it. They can do anything. But if you're looking for a roof, go Vandy Roofing. You'll be glad you did. Also, don't forget about Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. They've been in business since 1979. Santa Claus comes 2 weeks from today. If you're looking for an electrical bike, you can get a new or used right there at Steve's Bike Shop. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 27 years this fall. Coming on 27 years. That's incredible. The guy's a legend.
He's getting old.
He's beautiful. We're right back with Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clear this afternoon and evening with a moderate breeze around 17 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 66. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and a wind speed of 15 miles per hour and be cool at 48. Sunny tomorrow and a high 59 with a gentle breeze. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 68. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mark McLeod with us this morning, like every Wednesday, 8:30. You can listen to the great one. Mark, let me ask you this. What did you think about the recruiting class? Again, everything that's happened there, the changes, everything. I thought they did a pretty good job considering everything. What's your take on it? What was the most impressive guy that you think they brought in?
We talk first about the most impressive thing they got done, I think, in recruiting was Florida's offensive line it's going to be just about a complete rebuild next year. You're losing probably six guys off that line, 5 for graduation. I think one other guy who's been a reserve is probably going to be gone. And then if you lose one or two more in the transfer portal, you're hurting. You're hurting for certain. So what Florida did was they signed 3 offensive tackles in this class. They got 2 interior offensive linemen in this class, and really a 3rd interior offensive lineman, but that's going to be a project. But I think that's good. I think they met their needs in terms of what they needed. Brought in a few guys in the secondary, which is another position of need for Florida. So they were able to get 4 guys from the secondary. So I think they did a good job in that regard. They did lose the key running back, who ended up at Texas A&M. They lost the opportunity to a couple other guys who rumors were that they were going to slip into Florida, but they didn't. But they did end up getting Davion Gross, wide receiver out of Frisco, Texas, who's awfully good. But I think the best guys in the class, C.J. Bronaugh, a corner out of Windermere, he's very highly regarded. 6'1" kid who really can run and does a lot of good things. You got Kendall Gervil, big offensive lineman, that's going to help Florida. I think a kid from Fort Myers, and you know how good the football is down at Fort Myers, Coach.
Yep.
He's a big boy. So I think there are several other guys. Justin Williams, I'm real curious about him out of Gainesville. He's an athlete, total athlete. Can run. He can do everything. But he's 5'11", 190. It's going to be interesting to see what Summerall and company do with him.
Mark, I don't know if it's been released yet or not, so I'll just go ahead and ask you. Do you know what Florida's schedule is for next year? Have they released that yet?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know when they're going to play, but you have a pretty good idea of who you're playing and what it is with the SEC. And I forgot to mention Will Griffin, the quarterback they got. That terrific quarterback who's really come up the boards and broken a lot of records down in the Tampa area. So they're pretty much are aware of what's going on with that.
Yeah, and that leads me to this next question. What did you think about the committee, the 12 teams they selected? Everybody went nuts about Bama being in. They looked pretty bad against Georgia. What's your take on the committee? What do you think? Give us what's your take on it?
I'm glad Notre Dame didn't get in. I mean, you look at their opponents. The opponents they played, it's like 66 or 68 losses this season. So their strength of schedule was not good. I really laughed when the AD made some comments targeting the ACC. They didn't do enough to help them. I'm like, you're Notre Dame. I didn't think you needed help. I just thought I thought those comments were ridiculous. Alabama, they just peaked earlier in the season. They are not a good football team right now overall. Ty Simpson's struggling. As you know, the offensive line's been a bit of a mess. They can't get a running game generated. They're beat up. They are one beat-up football team. I knew Georgia was going to beat them last week. There was just no doubt about it. And Georgia is peaking at the right time. So I like that. I don't have a big overall complaint about it because I think we all saw coming what the bracket looks like. I think we all pretty much saw that 2 weeks ago.
How do you think, you saw Miami in person. What do you think, Miami, Texas A&M, how's that game match up? Who do you like in that one?
Well, I think that's going to be a great game. I really do. I don't know who's going to win that one. I think, it's going to be interesting to see if Texas A&M can get that run game going. And then I really like Reed. But, look, Miami's seen guys like Reed. Those guys play down South Florida. They see guys like Reed all the time. I think games in general, the Oklahoma, Alabama, and the Miami, Texas A&M, those are good games. I'm really curious to see the second-round games when you get Georgia, Ohio State, and Indiana in there, Texas Tech. I think those are going to be fun games to see. But the first round, there are a couple games I'm interested in.
All right, what can we do to save the bowl game? They've been so good to college football over history. I mean, they what made college football, in my opinion, and it was like they're dying out. You got 10 teams not going to play in them. Auburn, they got a coaching change. They're not going to play. I like what the Big 12 did by fining both those schools $500,000 apiece for not playing in it because you got tie-ins to the Big 12, tie-ins to the SEC. I don't know they're going to. I hadn't heard anything about Auburn being fined. But what's your take on the bowl games? Can they be saved, or is this dying out?
I know we've had this conversation, you and I and Coach Manley, Brian, for at least a year or more. Here, I have a catch-22 with this. Number one, I think there are too many bowl games. When you start offering 6-6 and 5-7 teams bowl games, they have no business, in my opinion, playing in a bowl game. You don't reward them for the season. Winning record, absolutely. But there were too many bowl games. There were too many areas of our country that they didn't follow the smart lead of Panama City Beach. You guys over there, you've got a fantastic youth league park. You're filling hotels, restaurants, businesses, the tourism, the beaches. I mean, with all year round, just about all year round, with all of these club teams and all these teams coming in to play out at Panama City Beach. Now, for the guy driving around saying, yeah, moron, but it also brought the traffic. Well, my brother in Christ, that comes with it. That's just the way it is. But I think that follow the lead of what Panama City Beach did. I mean, they're making money on it all year round, not just one event. But you got too many cities, too many companies that we want to start a big event and get our name out there and market it and get our hotels and local businesses filled and bring in some cash. There are too many bowl games. But so I'm glad to see they're going away with that. I don't want to see a loss of all the bowl games though, and I think the teams that are worthy of playing in a bowl. You have 7 wins or more. You're worthy of playing in a bowl. I really hate what we're seeing because of the transfer portal, recruiting, what have you, changes in staffing. That you're using those excuses to not reward the players who busted their butts since January of earlier in the year.
All right, the great one, Mark McLeod. We will talk to him next week and get his. Next week, we're going to ask you to help us with his bracket. Tell us what's going to happen, who's going to win these games, and everything like that. I already got the national champ. I got it right. I've already seen it. I've already had it played out in my mind. I'm 100% right on this.
Alabama's not going to do it.
Oh, no. It ain't going to be Alabama.
Is there a Conrad Moon thought there?
Yeah. Yes, there is a Conrad Moon thought. And he was the first one to call me after the Alabama loss, too.
Yeah, that's mine, too, and I'm regretting it because I'm going to hear about it all year.
Yeah. The thing about it, though, going to that game, I thought their quarterback might be their weakness. He just finds ways to win. I mean, they find ways to win, man. They run it, they throw it, they play great defense, kicking game. Kirby's the best. Give him credit. He's the best coach out there right now. Mark, next year, that game is going to be played next year in Atlanta or Tampa. I can't remember. Florida, Georgia.
Atlanta. I believe that's Atlanta.
Okay.
I believe. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. When I watched the Alabama punt getting blocked, I had nightmares because he's taking so long. I about froze in my chair watching him going, man. Having stood back there myself.
Well, the funny thing was the snap was bad, but the snap was actually away from the rush. That is how long it took.
I know it.
It could have been way worse. They could have tackled him before he caught it.
You get that bad snap, it's a one step and kick it.
I was pointing people out. As bad as it was, as bad as it looked, they dropped 2 touchdown passes. That would get the game 14 more points. Yeah. But the defense was playing pretty good to the point. I think they just got worn out.
Well, they were on the field the whole game.
Yeah. The whole game. Yeah. But anyway, we'll see. Hey, it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Turn a negative situation to a positive, a setback to a comeback. And Bama do it.
I don't know. That game kind of happened to Alabama.
Mark, going on the road, these first rounds, like they showed a picture of Oklahoma Stadium. It was covered in snow. That's going to be tough. Like we saw last year, Tennessee go up to Columbus, Ohio, and try to play in that weather. That's tough, man.
Well,
he hang up.
Yeah, he's gone. He must have said bye-bye.
I mean, you ran him off the call earlier.
I did?
Oh, you got anything else?
He just said goodbye. That's all there is to it.
Mark, don't hang up so quick.
He may have thought we were wrapping up.
Yeah, he did.
Time for you to say goodbye, too.
Is it time? All right, Brian, Glenn, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys. And leave it right here. We got Christmas gifts we're going to give away. When do you start doing that?
We're going to do it Monday.
Monday, giving you away. Play that. I'd rather listen to that than me. We're out, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Christmas time, pretty baby. And it's
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
I don't like seeing people get fired. And the Florida fans are worse than ever because not only they asked for the coach's job before he even finished half the season out, now they want Strickland. They want heads to roll. I don't